Good evening, everyone. This is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Hope everybody's having a nice evening. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Gotta get comfortable here. Okay. All right, so this is my bird journal. Just taking off any loose threads or hairs or things like that. So I had left it overnight under a book, and it's beautiful. Look at the pockets are great. It actually glued down where I wanted it in the middle, but I left it with no glue so that when I stitch in here, it's not going to interfere. And I was going to stitch across here, but if you were going to do that, you have to do it before you glue it down. It'd be really hard to even try to do that now, so I'm just gonna skip it maybe next time. And I actually don't mind that kind of a look with a little bit of frayed edge. Let's see, just gonna trim that off, and as you use the book, it'll start to fray a little bit, but that's okay. So it's still flexible. You can still hear it crunchy. I love that sound. So before I start the Dollar Tree gift bag flower journal, I'm gonna go ahead and put these corner protectors on. So what I usually do is I take one of these corner protectors. I bought a whole bunch of them. I usually I use the small ones mainly, but they're all different sizes, which is good. Now this is a little thicker than normal. Let's see. Yeah, see, look, it's not catching that little piece of material. We gotta make sure that goes underneath. Yep, just like that. Push it on. Yep. All right, so these are these little pliers. I bought them for this purpose, but these are used to straighten wire when you're doing jewelry. But I thought because they're rubber, they won't damage the metal on the little corner protector. So what you do is you just squeeze it. You squeeze each side, and then because there's Fabri-Tac in there, that's not going to go anywhere. So we'll go ahead and do the other one. They're very easy to do. I think it just adds a nice touch, a more finished look. So you don't need a lot. You just run it down the seam, and we're going to check again as we're putting it on to make sure. Now this one, it may not go all the way, but it's still going to be fine. It's going to look a little bit different than that one, but that's all right because there's more material there, because there's a sewn seam there. That's okay. So I'll turn it around. It looks fine. Sometimes I tap it in a little bit. Yeah, see? Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead. I usually do the other thing I do sometimes is I tap it on the desk, on the tip, and that pushes it, because if you try to, you do it on one side and then the other, it moves. But when you tap it on the tip, it pushes it where you want it, which is great. Okay, so now I'm gonna squeeze the back, and I'll do that side, and that's not gonna go anywhere. Like I said, there's Fabri-Tac in there. So look at how nice that looks with the corners done. Okay, so we have 2 more to go. Now I don't like to turn it over and then use the decorative part on the back. This is something that I just do. I don't know if anyone else does this, but this is something I like to do. I like to see the decorative edge on the inside. Why waste the design? I think it's pretty, and if you put it on the back, you're not going to see it. So again, we'll just put a little bit of Fabri-Tac in there. Make sure you get enough. And they can be a little bit fiddly, but that one fit on there really good. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and squeeze that on. And if you see it move, you can move it a little bit. And now I'll just do one side. And you don't have to even squeeze that hard. It's soft metal. Okay, now let's look. Yep, it's closed. This one is a little bit different. It's not as good. It's not on there as good as I would like, but I think that's fine. Okay, so I got one more. Just wanted to show you how I do this. A little bit more Fabri-Tac. And just that little bit that you put on there is plenty to hold this. Once it dries, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so I open it a little, I can get it on there better. Yep. And then I'll just squeeze it again. That just makes it easier to go over that little piece of material there. There's a little bit of extra material right on that corner. That's what's going to give you trouble in this kind of a situation. I'm just going to try. I don't think there's any way to avoid this. Let's see. I'll get my trusty file. I can push in that material. And then I can push in the corner protector. Push that right underneath. That's a little fiddly, but I think it's fine. Okay. So we'll go ahead and squeeze it. All right. There. And if you want, you can squeeze it a little bit more. That just taps it right into that corner. All right. So there's our little corner protectors. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they look great. Oops. Very nice. All right, I have to do those on the Butterfly Journal cover too. I haven't done that yet, but I will. All right, so let's put away our Fabri-Tac and get ready to start working on this. So this is my flower journal that I'm making out of a Dollar Tree gift bag. So what I've already done is I've cut my chipboard. You need it to stabilize this. I cut it to fit the inside of the cover. I put a really pretty flower paper, scrapbooking paper that I found. I think it goes really nice. So I did that one, and I need to do the other one. I've got another one. We'll do this one together, but we're not ready for that yet because we got to glue the cover together. This is hold on. I'm gonna put some under here too. This saves you a lot of glue from having a fine tip like this. And I'll tell you what it is in just a second. They're called Sugar Belle. These are cake decorating bottles. My daughter is a full-time cake decorator and baker. That's what she does for a living. And she thinks it's funny that I'm using frosting bottles for crafting, but hey, it works, so I'm using it. Okay, just spread that out. Make sure you get some all over. You need a lot of glue for this process, just so you know. So there's that. side, but then you got to get underneath. So let's do under first. Oops, got a little extra there. That's okay. We got to go under, all the way under. And then all the way. Oops, I think I'll catch that too. Why not? We want to make sure everything sticks down. So let's get in there. Plenty of glue. Okay. Now I'm going to get under here too, because we're going to be folding that. Yeah, I already did that. Okay, so then you just put it down. It's a pretty simple process. It's just gluing it together. And art glued glue dries really fast. And that's why I love using it for this particular application. Just gonna go under here a little bit more. Yeah, right here. It's like a little bit of extra space right there. And you're gonna get gluey, just so you know. That's what happens when you're crafting. You get gluey. All right, so that's down. So now what I have to do is I gotta get underneath, all the way across. There's a little extra strip of cardboard under here at the top of these bags, which is great. I like to use any part of it that's gonna strengthen it. I use it. I use the whole thing. And this is all gonna be covered by that paper and the chipboard that I had covered. All right, and now you can take spread the glue out, and that's fine. And this doesn't matter because it's gonna be covered, so I'm not gonna worry about that. It is a little awkward because it's so large, but this isn't even as big as the one I used for my art journal. That one was even bigger. Because we're gonna glue this, and then I'll cover this whole thing with lace. Okay. Because I didn't cut it perfectly and everything, so let's see if I can trim it up a little bit, just to make it look a little nicer. Although it's gonna be covered, it really isn't gonna make much difference, but I just like to neaten things up when I'm working, that's all. Just what we can do right here is get our glue again. We're going to go underneath because you want to get all the folds. You want to make sure that this is secure. All right, and let's get under this one. I ripped this one, but it doesn't matter. You're not even going to see it. Don't worry about it. Plenty of glue. Oops, I'm getting a little crazy with the glue here. Hold on. Let's just wipe that off of my finger. I don't want to waste any of it. Okay. And then we'll go right here. We'll go right in the... All right. That should be plenty. All right, I'm gonna need one of these. Because the glue is gonna start coming out because you put it right at the edge there, but actually that's not coming out right at the edge, so we need to add a little bit more glue because we really do want it right at the edge. If you see anything pop up, just glue it down. Plenty of glue. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. All right, this is a wet one, and what I need is a dry one. Let's push that down. As you're pushing it, some of that glue is gonna seep out. This is a little burnisher. It helps you to burnish the edges. And I still want a little bit more right there. So it holds that edge down. Art Glitter Glue dries very quickly. The thing with Art Glitter Glue is you want to make sure you get it where you want it, because it dries fast. I'm just spreading the glue out. You can see right here, a bunch of glue just came out, but that's what we want. And do you think I can stay on the parchment paper? Nope. Can't. All right. Alrighty, I got a little extra glue here. I wonder if I can tuck it up underneath. There we go. Alright, push that down. And this just creates a spine because you just glued these two together. Yeah, so I just push it down. Yeah, get that glue. It's all over the place. Ugh. Okay. Take a sip of my Diet Pepsi with lemon. I'm still in my gardening clothes. I was out in the yard planting a bunch of annuals today and taking out some of my summer decorations. So I still have my my old gardening clothes on, but whatever, doesn't matter. Let's take a look at what we did. I can remember, that's the back. This is going to be the front. Okay, so this is all glued down. This needs to be glued down. Anything that comes up, just glue it down. You want this to reinforce. Okay. Just push it down. You can spread it out with your dry rag, or you can use your burnisher, whatever you got. Okay, so what I think I will do is, now I just cut this off of that piece of chipboard, and I know it's the same thickness, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this, because that way it'll all be the same. A ruler and my razor knife. And all we have to do with this, oh, this is really thick, but it's going to make the book that much better. So what I think I'll do is I'll line this up with a line on the mat. That way you know you're getting it straight. Yep. And it took me like 3 times to go through. It might be taking a little bit more. Be very careful. I will throw that away. I don't need that. I don't know what I would ever use that for. I'm trying to think if I'm going to, what I'm going to cover that with. But right now I think we should just get it down. Yep. Now, when I go to do this cover, I'm probably going to have to use, I have a hammer and an awl, a thick one and a heavy duty one. And I'll have to hammer, I'll have to mark my holes and then use the hammer to make the holes, because this is so thick. But it's not very difficult to do. I've done it many times. Just want to get plenty of glue. Okay. There we go. Let's get that burnisher out. Now my burnisher, all it is this is, believe it or not, this is the handle from a tote, like a plastic storage tote. It fell off. I have two of these. I have an orange one and a blue one. And I looked at it and I said, geez, that looks like, you know, one of those scrapers or something, you know? So I decided to keep it, and I've been using it ever since. Works great. Okay, so there's that. Now we have to go ahead and glue this side. Just put that up there a little bit, and we'll just go ahead and do the same thing and get underneath. Go all the way under. All right, let's do this side. Let me move this over a little so you can see. It's a little flimsy, flopping around, but it's all right. Once I get it secure, it'll be good. All right, plenty of glue, even under there. I feel like that cover is gonna fall on me. All right, so I'm gonna glue that down. See, I ripped this, but it's not gonna matter at all. Okay, so I want to at least glue to, what's this? Oh, I taped it yesterday. Thought I was being clever, putting tape on here to show you what I was doing, but it's making it a little harder. Yeah, okay. Stuck to me. Oh, I got more. I don't need to take all of it off. I can just cut a piece off. There. The rest will be underneath. You won't even see it. It's fine. Okay, so I need to get underneath. Remember, art glitter glue, it can dry fast, so you want to get this done relatively quickly. It doesn't matter that this is ripped, it's all going to get glued down and then covered, so no worries there. Alright, so that part is glued. This part is glued. This needs some under here, all the way to the edge. Okay, that's where that rag comes in. You know some of that glue is going to come out, and it is. It's okay though, because that's where you want it. You want it right on the edge. Now, I need to do this side. You need to go right to the edge. Press it down. This is all going to be covered, so we're just trying to get it to stick down. Now, I have to do a little bit more under here. I should have done this when it was loose, but it's okay. You can get under there. And go right to the edge. All right. Use a lot of glue in this process, too. Okay. There we go. I'm stuck, so you just want to use your burnisher. Doesn't matter if there's wrinkles. None of that matters because it's going to be covered. All right. I want to show you again with that other cover what it's going to look like. And then we'll do one together. Oops, I'm seeing glue. I don't want that to glue down to my desk. So this is gonna go like this. And there's gonna be a little bit of the chipboard showing, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna put either paper there to cover both sides. That'll be the last thing I do. So it doesn't really matter. So, but it fits on there nicely. I measured it and I glued the paper onto the chipboard. So that's what we're gonna do now with this one. I've already cut it. Now this is a 12 by 12 paper, but this bag is not 12 by 12. So let's see. it is 10 by 10 by a little, yep, 10 by 12, a little less than 12. Okay, so what I did was, I'm going to look at this and see. The reason I think I know which way this paper goes, I was looking at the leaves. The leaves are going up, and I do believe that means that this is the way it's supposed to go. So what I'm going to do is put some glue all over this. And I think I'm going to move this cover out of the way just for a few minutes while we do this, because I have the parchment on the bottom underneath, and I would rather that the glue got on that than on the cover itself. Okay, so what we're doing is we got to get glue all over this thing because we're going to be putting down that scrapbook paper. I've had a couple of people comment and let me know which one they like the best out of these 3 spring journals that I'm making. I don't know, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to decide, but we'll see how they come out. Alright, so now I want to make sure that this is facing the right way. I'm going to stand up for this. And I want to place it down, but I want to be able to feel that there's extra. There is. Alright, so then we can flip it over and cut the corners. Only have to cut 2. And now we just have to put some glue here, here, here. Using up a lot of glue stick too. And all along the paper. Yep. On the cardboard and the paper. Let's get on the parchment. This is exactly what I was talking about. Don't want to get it all over my desk. Alright, so you just turn the paper up. And because we clip the corners, you can wrap it like a package. Comes out beautiful. There's plenty of glue on there. I mean, paper. When you're gluing paper, you really just need a glue stick. You don't need to waste your good glue. Just make sure that there's plenty of glue underneath, and I think there is. Alright, so we have another one. I don't know if I can get this whole thing on my desk. Let's see. It's pretty long. You're not going to be able to see all of it. I know you're not. But that's okay. So these fit really well. I mean, they're going to strengthen the cover front and back. And it's great because you can still open and close. There's plenty of room for that. Yep. All right. And then this side, same thing. Once I get it glued down. But yes, I just testing to make sure that I can open and close it, which I can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use art glitter glue for this. Yeah, you can see that, like the chipboard, it came from the same package. It's the same height. You wouldn't want to use thin on here because then it just wouldn't be right. And now we're just going to go ahead and glue. We want to get those edges and the corners really good. Put extra in the corners. And right along that edge. I think I got a little too much on that edge. That's all right. Okay. Alright, that should be plenty of glue. I got the corners. All right. Now, because it's on chipboard, you don't have to spread this out or anything like that. It's fine just the way it is. You just want to place it on there, and it fits pretty close to the size of the book because we still want to be able to open and close. I'm just going to go ahead and just burnish it down. It's fine. Just pushes that glue underneath, spreads it out a little bit, that's all. I haven't decided if I want to put pockets in this journal yet. I'm gonna have to think about that, whether or not it's necessary or whether or not it's something I want to do or not. I don't know. We'll find out. Right, so there's that part of it. Now we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. Let's get those corners. Once it dries, it's not repositionable at all. So you got to be mindful of that. Okay, so I think I can move that now. Let's see. Got to remember which way. I don't really think it matters with the pattern. I want this part with the chipboard in the right place so that when I cover it. Now you can move this a little bit because it is a liquid glue, but once it sets, there's no going back. Burnish it down. Make sure that that glue has got good contact underneath. Oh, that looks great. And when that dries, that is not, oh, look what we have now. Look at, it's rigid, which is what we want. It's not a floppy, flimsy little bag anymore. It's actually a book cover. I think that's great. All right, I'm thinking I'm gonna glue these down now because we've got the cover finished. Except for that little piece in the middle, which I'll have to figure that out. I don't know whether I'm gonna use material or if I'm gonna use paper. It doesn't matter that there's a little rip there because that other flower is going to go right over that. I just feel like when you do this, it kind of blends in a little bit better. It doesn't look so separate from the cover. That could just be me thinking that way, but I like to do that. And it's my journal, so. All right. I even put a little bit right in there too to make it look like it's not so new. I have one of these little tiny ink pads. It's almost dried up. When it's done, I'm going to get rid of it. I have a big vintage photo that's new that I'll be using next. But I want to use this up first. Okay, so there's that one. If I can remember how to get it back to where it was, that's the key. I just want to cover up the lettering underneath. So if I could know where I'm going to put this. Okay, that covers that. Like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing. Oh, this is laying, oh, let it lay flat. It's fine. Let's just put the glue on and then we'll position it. Once the glue's on, we gotta get these edges because this is a funky shape. You wanna make sure that it stays down. And these are just from Dollar Tree. These are like party things that you put like on the wall when you're having a, I actually use them at my summer program. We put them on the walls when I do a Hawaiian party the last day of the program, and we go crazy. We decorate the whole place. We put lights and we play Hawaiian music and we go outside and do bubbles and shaving cream and all kinds of stuff. The kids have a blast and we have a blast with them. All right, so that's where I got these in case you're wondering. Okay, I think that that's gonna be, let me just cover that little bit there. Right there. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. Very good. You want to cover that, but we don't want to lose all the flowers that are on the side. Let's see. What am I losing underneath? I'm going to lose some flowers no matter which way I go with this, because I have to cover this and I have to cover that. So there, I think that's good right there. There we go. Yeah, it just kind of grunges it up a little bit. I like that look. All right. It was so nice to get out in the yard today and get a bunch of things done. Everything I bought so far, I showed it in my video about my garden journal, I've planted. And now I've moved four whiskey barrels out front. I had them out near my the light post in the front of our house. But I decided I'm going to be putting hostas all around that. And so I took, because I used to plant in the whiskey barrels, but now I am going to still plant in them, but they're going to be, I moved them to a different spot. Okay, now I can go ahead and glue. Oh, there's a piece of tape on there. Get it off. It doesn't matter that it ripped because it's the back. All right, so now I got to get all this glue on here so we can get to the edges. And spread it out. I use the tip of the bottle to spread it out sometimes. And just go around the edge. Plenty of glue. I don't think that flower's going anywhere. Okay. Gotta remember how I did this. It was like that. Yep. Okay. It's good that the glue is coming out the edges because that means it's gonna stick down really good. Okay. You can see that glue coming out. That's what we want. We want to make sure it sticks down. All right, let me hold this up and take a look at it. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I'm gonna add a bunch of flowers to the outside of this. I haven't figured out what I'm doing yet, but I'll work around these flowers. I just think it looks really pretty, and I think the inside looks really nice with this cover. All right, so I think I'm gonna stop there. I have to decide if I'm using paper or material for the middle. I have to decide if I'm going to put pockets on there. I want to thank you for coming to my channel. Oops. This has got to dry. So I want to thank you for coming to my channel. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting.